Bill Maher just unleashed a scathing takedown of Stephen Colbert, and it's as cutting as you'd imagine. Following reports that Colbert may have been ousted from CBS after allegedly racking up a staggering $40 million in losses, Maher didn't mince words.
And now the dinosaurs are outside of the theme park.
And
I do this for a living, and I'm not sure if I follow you there.
Okay, but they did.
Never one to hold back, Bill Maher tore into Stephen Colbert's legacy, blaming his relentless fixation on Trump for driving the show into the ground and pushing away half the audience. Maher's criticism wasn't anything new. He's been aiming at Colbert for years, but this time, it felt personal. This wasn't just commentary, it was a full-scale takedown. If you appreciate raw truth that cuts deep, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because what's coming next is even hotter.
All the comics that were supposed to put everybody to bed or whatever it is, they all went bananas left. I mean, Colbert, these guys are terrible. Like, Kimmel to me is just maybe friends with him. I know a lot of people that were.
I love Jimmy.
Yeah, like he's
Colbert and I are not
me.
friends.
Yeah, like those guys to me, they're just the worst sort of partisan nonsense. You want everybody.
But the good part of that is we don't hide it. Like, he doesn't like me and I don't like him. And we don't deny it and we don't like it.
No, but he's nothing.
Colbert?
Yeah, he's nothing.
He's also very successful.
No, but he's just giving the machine what it wants all the time. For my differences with you,
That
I totally respect you.
is well said.
Yeah.
Giving the machine what it wants. I wish I had thought of that phraseology. That's exactly right.
Maher didn't hold back as he delivered a blistering critique of the former late-night host, taking aim at what he called partisan politics disguised as comedy. He lamented the loss of late night's golden age, a time when these shows offered lighthearted entertainment to help Americans unwind, not lectures designed to push an agenda. Today's late-night landscape, Maher argued, has become an echo chamber, where hosts blindly applaud leftist policies while relentlessly mocking anything conservative. The result? Comedy stripped of its charm and repurposed as political propaganda. It's no longer about getting laughs, it's about selling a narrative. And Maher, for one, isn't laughing.
Because he's stupid, this guy, so he's thinking he's praising, but he's actually undercutting. Again, this is a triple axle, and he always should get.
Dude, that's court jester stuff. That's the stuff the comics are supposed to do.
Right, court jester stuff.
That's the stuff we were supposed to do,
so
right? They've all
right.
become the reverse, though, right? They've all become suck-up.
Maher didn't hold back as he tore into Colbert, accusing him of abandoning comedy in favor of partisan allegiance. What was once a respected late-night platform, Maher said, has devolved into a pulpit for woke orthodoxy, all ideology, no nuance. According to Maher, Colbert has traded satire for sanctimony, turning his show into a cheer squad for the left with little room for dissent or independent thinking. What stung more was Maher's reasoning. Though they've shared stages in social circles, the two have never been friends. And there's a reason for that. Maher may be liberal, but he's no loyalist. He doesn't idolize Trump, but he doesn't blindly vilify him either. He calls out hypocrisy wherever he sees it, left or right. That, Maher argued, is what sets him apart. It's also what makes him both a threat to the status quo and a breath of fresh air in an increasingly polarized media landscape.
I think I did his show twice. I mean, you could tell it's on screen, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not like we fucking fought each other and like came to blows.
But it's
just
thing.
like, he's very opposite of me. He's like a married Catholic, and I'm like me, So, but that's okay. We're not alike.
You bring your lawyer to confession.
Right. I don't have Republican gay sex.
Maher then took aim at Colbert's carefully curated public image, calling it a performance cloaked in applause. He suggested that what viewers see, the laughter, the cheers, the reactions, isn't spontaneous but stage-managed to uphold a specific narrative, not reflect genuine moments. In contrast, Maher pointed to real time as a space where disagreement isn't just allowed, it's expected. He's been booed, challenged, and criticized live on air for speaking uncomfortable truths. Colbert's show, Maher argued, resembles political theater more than comedy, where the punchlines come pre-approved and the audience knows exactly when to clap. While both shows are scripted, Maher emphasized that his doesn't rely on forced laughs or echo chamber approval. He left viewers with a pointed question: has Colbert ever allowed dissent to truly echo through his stage? Ever let an unfiltered opinion rattle the room? Maher didn't offer an answer, but the silence, he implied, speaks volumes.
And now the dinosaurs are outside of the theme park.
The tension between Maher and Colbert isn't just apparent, it's been quietly simmering for years. It's clear they don't like each other. But while Maher at least makes an effort to stay civil, Colbert often hides behind a smug persona. Point 1. Moment stood out. Maher delivered a sharp, clever joke during a guest appearance. The audience laughed, but Colbert feigned confusion, pretending not to get it, leaving Maher hanging and awkward on national television. It was a subtle power play, and Maher didn't forget it. Despite his open disdain for Colbert, Maher still chose to appear on the show, not out of camaraderie, but because he values real conversation. He believes in exchanging ideas, even with those he clashes with personally or politically. That's what honest discourse looks like. Colbert, on the other hand, seems more invested in control than conversation. He leans on ridicule, cancellation, and conformity, mocking anyone who dares to stray from his ideological script. For Maher, it's about debate. For Colbert, it's about domination.
Sure. And
I do this for a living, and I'm not sure if I follow you there.
Okay, but they did.
Maher then delivered a scathing takedown of Colbert, urging him to lead with reason instead of emotion. He warned that unchecked feelings, especially hatred, can cloud judgment, making it impossible to see any good in those you disagree with. Just as blind loyalty can excuse the worst behavior, blind hatred erases nuance and understanding. Maher challenged Colbert to rise above the partisan noise and think critically. Holding strong opinions is fine, he said, but when emotion drives every thought, fairness and intellectual honesty are the first casualties. Bias is human, everyone has it, but the real test is staying clear-headed when the stakes are high and tempers flare. That, Maher argued, is the true mark of maturity. It's what distinguishes thoughtful individuals from rigid ideologues.
What were we talking about?
Killing an idea.
Oh, yeah.
Is that we have to come up with bombs that kill ideas.
I mean, I feel like you're on this page. Are we going to wipe them out?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that it is it's an emotional response.
Right.
I'm not on the page.
And that's not a good idea, emotional responses. Let's use this and not...
Anyone who runs a business knows the goal is to turn a profit, and when the losses keep stacking up, the smart move is to cut your losses and rethink the plan. That's exactly what happened with Stephen Colbert. Despite being handed a jaw-dropping $100 million annual budget, his show reportedly bled between $40 and $50 million every year. Eventually, CBS made the inevitable business decision, pull the plug, but as Dave Rubin astutely pointed out, the real question isn't just about the losses, it's why Colbert was given that kind of budget in the first place. It wasn't to innovate in comedy. It was to push a narrative. He became a mouthpiece for establishment talking points, from cheerleading the COVID vaccine rollout to playing down stories like Hunter Biden's laptop. He wasn't just a late-night host, he was a well-compensated messenger for the mainstream, and when the news of Colbert's firing broke, Jon Stewart reportedly lost it.
You're given $100 million, you lose $40 million a year, but why were you given the job? It's why I always say the thing about, I'm not that interested in what the ladies of The View say anymore. I'm not that interested in what the crazy people on MSNBC say anymore. I'm interested in the corporate layer of it. I'm interested in the people that are running the show saying, okay, we'll give you this to do this. Like, whether Colbert knows it or not, he was just giving the machine what it wants. Oh, there's a guy who will literally dance to convince people to get a vaccine that doesn't work. We'll give him plenty of money to do it, right? And there's a guy, Brian Stelter, who will say whatever we want, and then people will wake up and his ratings will be horrible, so we'll fire him. And then he'll disappear for a year and we'll bring him back because not everyone will give the machine what it wants. And that is, there's the inherent problem. That's why going independent really is the only thing that you can do if you're going to be a truly honest player in the space.
Jon Stewart erupted in anger, directing his fury at Paramount, the parent company of CBS, and accusing them of shamelessly caving to Donald Trump. In a blistering tirade, Stewart claimed the network cared less about preserving Stephen Colbert's late-night platform and more about currying favor with Trump to smooth the way for their $8 billion merger. In his view, the decision wasn't about ratings or content, it was pure politics mixed with profit. Honestly, no one should have been surprised by Stewart's reaction. He was never going to throw Colbert under the bus. After all, Stewart played a central role in launching Colbert's career, mentoring him during their time together on The Daily Show and helping pave his path into late-night television. Colbert wasn't just a colleague, he was Stewart's protege, a trusted voice in the satirical trenches before breaking off on his own in 2005. That kind of history runs deep. So for Stewart, this wasn't just a corporate shakeup, it felt like a personal betrayal. But while his outrage was loud, it didn't go unchallenged. Across the board, critics questioned both his motives and his meltdown. And the backlash was swift.
The fact that CBS didn't try to save their #1 rated network late night franchise that's been on the air for over 3 decades. is part of what's making everybody wonder, was this purely financial? Or maybe the path of least resistance for your $8 billion merger?
Megyn Kelly didn't mince words in her takedown of Jon Stewart's response to the Colbert controversy. In her latest commentary, she called out what she saw as blatant hypocrisy. Many had expected Stewart, known for his outspoken stances, to take a principled stand, perhaps even resign from The Daily Show, which also falls under the Paramount banner. Instead, she argued, he opted for theatrics over substance. Rather than stepping down in protest, Stewart delivered a cringe-inducing song and dance bit disguised as satire, allegedly targeting Paramount. But the one move that would have sent a real message, resignation, never happened. According to Kelly, Stewart chose the safety of his contract and the spotlight over true solidarity with his longtime friend and protege, Stephen Colbert. It was, in her words, all performance, loud, dramatic, and ultimately hollow. If this had really been about principle, Kelly said, Stewart had both the platform and the influence to take a bold stand. Instead, he settled for a pretend rebellion, just enough noise to look defiant, all while comfortably cashing his checks.
There was speculation yesterday in the podcast universe. Bill Simmons had on Matthew Bellany of Puck News, formerly Hollywood Reporter, and they openly wondered whether when Jon Stewart went on the air Monday night, he would quit because he was so outraged over the deep wrong that had been done to his good friend Stephen Colbert, clearly fired over politics. And so there was some anticipation. They both said they were going to watch Stewart live that night to see whether he would quit and make a point that this was deeply immoral, so much so that he would sacrifice the millions and the fame, air quotes, that he's getting from his reappearance on Mondays on The Daily Show. And instead, this is what we got.
What's striking about the uproar over Colbert's firing is that it's coming almost entirely from the left, while the right has met the news with silence. And that silence speaks volumes. It underscores just how far Colbert had strayed. From comedy and into the realm of activism. He wasn't trying to make everyone laugh, he was trying to make his side feel morally superior. In doing so, he neglected the core mission of late-night comedy, to entertain broadly, not preach narrowly. By turning his show into a partisan megaphone, he alienated half the country. The result? A steady, 5-year ratings decline. Viewers didn't tune in for political sermons wrapped in punchlines, they wanted sharp, balanced satire that took aim in all directions. Instead, Colbert became predictable, and in comedy, predictability is fatal. He stopped being a unifier and morphed into a divider with a desk and a curated laugh track. So it's no wonder the only ones mourning his exit are the loyalists he catered to. Everyone else had already moved on.
And the lefties are losing it over news of the show's cancellation. Failed vice presidential candidate Tim Walz, Tampon Timmy, has posted to social media declaring that Stephen Colbert is the best in the business. He always told the truth to power and pulled no punches. We need more of that, not less. Well, having Tim Walz endorse you says it all.
In the end, Colbert's downfall wasn't just about declining ratings or bloated budgets, it was about abandoning the heart of comedy itself. He traded genuine laughter for partisan lectures, replaced punchlines with political talking points, and ultimately became more activist than entertainer. While his supporters decry the decision, the silence from the other half of the country says more than any protest could. Voices like Maher, Megyn Kelly, and others pulled back the curtain, revealing the cracks in his polished image. He alienated millions, turned his platform into a pulpit, and in the process, lost the universal appeal that late night once stood for. Because comedy, at its best, challenges everyone, it doesn't conform to one side. And when it becomes repetitive, divisive, and agenda-driven, audiences tune out. That's exactly what happened, and that wraps up today's video. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.